Alright, I'll be covering what I went over today with these guys here. All three of them performed very well. Ran my 155 grain with it was 8.8 grains of CFP pistol powder, and it was these little fellas right here. Got these from Red Eye Reloading. They are nice little decent plinker. It's got the back sides lead, so it's not a true full metal jacket, but excellent for what I'm doing. No regrets with dealing with those guys. He's actually a really cool guy to deal with. He's on my friends list. His name is Nick. You can actually message him and he will give you the best deal possible on any of this stuff when it comes to any of your reloading equipment. And so I've got, let's see, what was it? I ran a total of 200 rounds, 0 failures whatsoever. This guy right here, it's a Gen 4 Glock 20, and I don't know how well you can see, but this is one that I have worked over. It's got the stipling done. I get rid of the middle finger groove. I come through and I stipple everything back up. After I grind it, I get rid of the factory texture. So I get rid of that. Once the factory texture is gone, it works out perfect. I mean, it actually makes my big massive monkey hand, it makes it fit very well. Makes it so that when I undercut the trigger right here, this side, as you can see, is undercut and this side is not. So if someone with big hands like me, or if I was to use my left gorilla hand, this is now stabbing me in my finger with the undercut not being there. This side with undercut, utilizing the finger groove, is there. It feels fantastic and makes me like these. So today it was only 200 rounds, but it was 200 flawless rounds. I did have one of my hand loads had a little bit of delayed reaction. It had that snap and that delayed pop. First time it's ever done that with the large rifle primers. And I'm usually using the large magnums, so I don't know if that could have done something with it, because it was CFE pistol powder, which ignites pretty quick, but regardless. So 0 failure. Went over a little bit of my stipling. If I get enough interest, I can explain what I've done with that, how I've done it. I do usually use two things that are sweet and simple. This little guy here, I use this for cutting down everything however I want. I've got several different attachments. I use that for a lot of stuff, for modifying my junk in the house. You got this guy here. This is nothing but a wood burner. It comes with multiple options, and I use the little pointy guy here. It takes a while because you're sitting there making your marks, and to make it even and look like it's, I've been told it looks factory. To get all this stuff the way it is with that texture, it takes a while when you're using a tip that small, but it's real fine. It's got a real good sandpaperish feel to it. And so far I'm giving the SGM mags a super thumbs up. They work just like my SGMs and my 9mm. They are made in Korea. Even says right there, but lighting is horrible, so you probably can't see that. Yeah, kind of, sort of. But that's where they're made. That's their place of origin. And that does have me ready to follow through with doing a QC10 type AR setup chambered in 10mm. I have to determine probably a 10.5-ish barrel length. I got to see what's on the market, but that has been phenomenal. This is my second Glock chambered in 10mm. I used to have a 29 that was great. It never skipped a beat either, but I just ground off the grooves on that one, and I'm usually okay with a short grip on a lot of firearms, but the 10mm with hot loads, it's a spectacular handful. And being younger, the older you get, the more you wise up to things. I thought it would have been the bee's knees to have one of these things and a compact setup, single stack, and like per se an XDS, something like that. And the older you get, you're like, that's a bad idea, because that thing kicks pretty good with some 45. If you've got the 45 model, I have a 9mm model, and it's very, very manageable like that. But whenever you get a hold of a Glock 29 that is a subcompact system, and you got some nuclear hot loads, we'll call it a normal load or a hand load, that is pushed beyond maybe a normal spec, it can be a problem. So, but that's all I've got to say about that. These things are great for this. We never know. I could install one of these and an AR system that is a 10 millimeter, and it might fail miserably. I don't know. ARs are not originally designed for blowback, and my 9mm ARs, they are blowback. But if you can get one of these systematically set up to be able to operate with a 10mm and a gas design with the direct impingement like any other AR is, supposedly they're phenomenal setups. So I'm gonna shoot for that and not try to do a blowback system. If I have to, I will, but it's gonna be dependent on what parts I can and cannot find. So, I mean, it was see, I know these guys right here, if anybody's curious, these are 115 grain Lehigh Defense. These are, man, 50 cents a piece just for the projectiles. Did order them in 50. Accidentally, I was trying to get 100 grains because faster is awesome out of one of these. I was in a hurry in the morning and ended up getting a couple boxes that were, you know, heavier than what I wanted, but still 115 grain out of a 10 is still pretty light. This, as far as I remember seeing some research, they will defeat level 3 body armor. I know it might have been the 100 grains that did it, but probably not enough difference to stop these. I will end up with some later to do some hand rolls. But from here, I'm going to splice in some of my footage from the range today, and I'm sure the audio quality is going to suck. I'm probably mumbling, but work with me. I will end up with some audio equipment at some point and try to make this to where you can hear what I'm saying a little better and try to speak a little more clear. But thank you guys for checking me out, and stick with me. Hopefully I can make this into something that people enjoy seeing reviews and get my 2 cents on different odds and ends so that you know whether or not you're interested in buying some of this stuff or if you're just curious for learning purposes. All right. Camera quality sucks. It's on a mobile device for now, but so far SGM mags are working fantastic. Both open, and my little guys on my neck, nice and warm. Alright, it's working phenomenally. I'll load up these other two, make sure 1 out of 3 is not good and the rest are crap, but it's first shot for factory loads. And these are my 155 grains that I loaded this morning. Let's see how they do with a little bit on the warm side. I'd be lying if I try to give you a load data on that right now. I want to say it was, I'm not even gonna lie. I won't lie. I was not paying that much attention to it this morning after I did it because I loaded up some 9mm to go test as well. And sometimes I get data backwards. And if you don't have one of these little guys, loading these tall sticks, get one with a weight in plastic. Alright, that was it. Hopefully the video footage isn't too damn boring of me shooting this Glock. I know that last round that you should see where it was a little bit of failure to eject there, that was evidently probably a light drop, I guess. Never had that happen on my 10mm, so something was a light load charge. But hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. It's pretty basic. I'm going to do what I can later on to improve all my video and sound quality all around. But yeah, like I said, the SGMs I think are a go for anybody that's interested in picking up their capacity over the factory 15-round options, and definitely having to work over some of the Kriss Vector extensions. So yeah, all right, see you guys next time. I'll be working on some clips later for my TACOM feed ramp for AR9 with Glock mags, as well as the Colt pattern lower. So you look out for that in a little while. All right, thanks.